Steven Spielberg, one of the most influential people in blockbuster cinema, has recently released his newest film, his latest attempt at an alien movie. He has done the likes of E.T. and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. With this new one, however, the plot centers around the disclosure of aliens being real and how society would react to that. This was actually the film I was most looking forward to this year, as I'm a very big fan of Spielberg. I especially like The Fabelmans and West Side Story from the past couple years. However, I'm not going to lie to you, this was a bit of a disappointment for me. The film opens with a wrestling match. If anyone would like to tell me why we chose to open there, how that connects to the film's themes, please let me know because I've thought about it and it still just seems like a really bizarre, nonsensical choice. Unfortunately, this film is filled with bizarre, nonsensical choices. Wrestling does not appear to come back up in the film in any meaningful way. A lot of this is going to appear as pretty typical blockbuster fare, which, to be fair, Spielberg is the king of blockbusters. It just feels really dated at this point in a lot of ways, though. A lot of this is the government chasing down this man who has information that he's going to try to disclose to the whole world. And that would be fine. It's just presented in a very cartoonish way that is typical of the most average blockbuster action films of the past 2 decades. Now, there are some really good moments of action in this. There is one particular scene involving a train that I think is one of the best action scenes I've seen in a hot minute. I was very tense in the theater. The sound design, especially if you watch it in theaters, was just absolutely intimidating. I really thought I was watching a car accident happen in front of me. The actors all give pretty good performances. There's nothing necessarily wrong there. I just feel Spielberg probably could have chosen a better screenwriter for this project. I don't think that he has fallen off in any regard. I've seen some people saying that. The direction of this film looks great, the blocking of the actors, how the camera moves through the scene, all of that makes sense and works wonderfully. It is the script that is over bloated and just really goofy at certain points. The way the film is structured, as well as the marketing of this film, kind of makes it feel like there's going to be some kind of big reveal or something, like there's going to be some profound realization. This is a bit of a spoiler, but it's also kind of a non spoiler. The film eventually tells you that yes, aliens are real. And then we later learn that yes, aliens are real before it finally shows us that yes, aliens are real. And this is something you probably could have guessed based on the title, so it falls a little bit flat. Once we eventually do learn about the aliens and meet them, it's okay. There's one scene towards the end of the film that takes place in a newsroom. It's not this scene, it's a later one that I did actually really like. That was the closest thing I felt to actually experiencing a moment of awe with this film, besides the train scene. Besides that, though, everything just kind of feels very milquetoast and safe, which is kind of the exact opposite of what you would want from a film claiming to be about the disclosure of aliens. There is kind of a bit more of an experimentalist reveal about two-thirds of the way through the film about why certain characters are able to do what they can do. I appreciate the sentiment that the film was going for here. It still falls a little flat, unfortunately. Disclosure Day is very long, at about 2.5 hours. Unfortunately, I don't think there's 2.5 hours worth of genuine material here. It does feel very overbloated. Not to say I didn't have a fun time. I liked the concept, the direction was good, the actors gave good performances, and it was at least entertaining throughout most of its run. Ultimately, I ended up giving Disclosure Day a 3 out of 6. The film also chooses to end on a moment that it wants to appear very profound and deep. However, it's basically what the movie has been saying the entire 2.5 hour runtime over and over again, which causes the final moment to just feel flat, unfortunately.
3 out of 6.